Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotion. Thank you again so much for spending time with us. Today's Good Friday. We're going to be teaching all day on the School of the Cross. We look forward to seeing you in the services, but right now let me take you back to the book of Judges, chapter 4, for our devotional reading. Chapter 4, beginning with verse 1. After Ehud died, the Israelites once again did evil in the eyes of the Lord. So the Lord sold them into the hands of Jabin, the king of the Canaan, who reigned in Hazor. The commander of his army was Sisera, who lived in Haersheth Hagoyim. Because he had 900 iron chariots and had cruelly oppressed the Israelites for 20 years, they cried out to the Lord for help. Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, was leading Israel at that time. Deborah, a married woman, was leading Israel at that time. Now, brothers and sisters, I don't understand how everything changes, yet everything remains the same sometimes. I don't understand how errors of doctrine seem to just flow in cycles. As a young man, it amazed me how people were against women in ministry. In fact, 35 years ago, when we began to hire women pastoras and train women pastoras at a church, we were roundly crucified and criticized for training women for ministry, because only a man can be a pastor. Well, they take a lot of things the Apostle Paul says and distort them very badly. But I would like you to notice that from the beginning, it was never that way. All through the Scripture, women have strong positions of leadership. In fact, the King James Bible even describes Phoebe, a deaconos, a diakonos. She was a deaconess in the church. She was one of the leaders of the church. Now, Deborah here is a woman. Secondly, she's a married woman. And thirdly, she is the leader of Israel. God is using her, anointed her. She walks in the office of a prophet, just like Elijah and Elisha. And as a prophetess of God, she is leading the people of Israel. Now, some of you young ladies, forgive me, don't ever let a man look at you and say, you can't be a leader, or you can't preach the gospel, or you can't run a nation, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. Because basically men have just taken a few passages of Scripture out of context, distorted them, because they want it to be an all old boys club that runs things. Now, ladies, you can be a woman, you can be a married woman, and you can be a leader among God's people, just like Deborah.